Professor Irwin Corey is 95 years old, but is as hilarious as ever. Some of his remarks are too salty for our TV show, so we had to stick them up on YouTube. Go to our website for the link. My interview with him is a mixture of comic bits and real Irwin Corey history.
So my suggestion, in order to reach this affluent plateau, my suggestion is borrow. Borrow. Start with your friends. Borrow from your friends. And when they ain't got any more money, make new friends. But keep borrowing. That was the basis of our government success. Our forefathers borrowed. They borrowed and they never paid it back. Our fathers borrowed, they didn't pay it back. We borrow, we ain't gonna pay it back. It was our forefathers that gave us this debt. If we had two fathers instead of four fathers, we'd have to go in debt. Now I want to say that we are here primarily in order to push off and start off a great idea. It was W.E.B. Du Bois who said, you can't have a third party in the United States as long as you have one party operating under two different names. There's no difference between Bush's program and Obama's program. I voted for him, which was my first mistake. The man lied to us. He sent 20,000 new recruits to Afghanistan. He's supposed to have gotten us out of the war yesterday. He wants to wait another 2 years to keep us in there, killing people we don't even know.
I'm speaking to Professor Irwin Corey, the world's foremost authority. Good afternoon.
Good evening. I'd just like to know that the possibilities exist only after circumstances prove that the allegations can no longer substantiate the evidence that made it. What was the question?
I don't remember. My other question, though, was you're wearing a tie and sneakers. Why?
Why? I'm wearing a tie and sneakers. That's a two-part question.
Two parts.
First you ask why. Well, why has been plaguing man since time immemorial. Scientists, educators, teachers have all been wondering the ultimate why. And these few moments allocated me, it would be ludicrous on my part, for the sake of brevity, to explain why. Do I wear sneakers? Yes.
Very good, thank you. The question again is, why do you think our forefathers fought and died?
They fought and died and bled so that we can fight, die, and bleed.
Oh, I understand. Speaking seriously, when did you first get involved in show business?
Oh, is this show business? I thought it was politics. Well, I was involved in show business, I think, the day I was aware of what was going on.
Uh-huh.
And that's pretty soon.
I meant kind of professionally. When did you first get paid?
Oh, I got paid $2 a show at the Village Vanguard, October 20th, 1942. That's when I started. I think I was the first male stand-up comic outside of the reviewers with Judy Holliday, Adolph Green, Betty Compton, Alvin Hammond. They were the reviewers that were popular back in the 40s. And they went from the Village Vanguard to the Rainbow Room at the Rockefeller Plaza.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And was your act always the similar kind of world, the most renowned and...
Well, my act, most people say, is a takeoff on pomposity. And, you know, what I do mostly is, here is something interesting. In 1993, I sent $395,000 worth of medicine to Cuba.
Really?
At the Post wrote about it, and I gave $40,000 of my own money to buy that. And what the United States was doing in Cuba was quite a criminal act. Absolutely criminal.
Absolutely. And you were on Ed Sullivan and I'm sure other
I
shows?
was never on Ed Sullivan.
No, okay.
I was on his show.
Okay.
And that's the difference, yeah.
I guess it is. Were you on Jack Parr's show?
I was on Jack Parr, Steve Allen, Johnny Carson, Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas, Pat Boone, Stella Reese, Richard Pryor. I was on all these shows.
I see. And have you been involved with political campaigns? You mentioned what you did in Cuba, and you've been involved with a bit of anti-war stuff too, right?
Yes, I've been in politics since I was born, I think.
When was that?
1914. Wow, that was when when they had a war to stop all wars, a war to save democracy, and the war to end wars. That's why they called it World War #1.
Were you ever in the Army yourself?
I was in the Army, yes. But I was released from the Army on a thing called Section 2, convenience of the government.
Why was it convenient for the government to let you go?
Because they said I was a useless man eating food and when starving people needed it. So they kicked me out of the Army.
And when was this? What years?
They kicked me out in 1943.
Well, that was, I'm sure the war effort was hurt by that.
Oh, the war effort, yes. There was never a good war in the whole world. Never. World War II, World War I, never a good war.
Well, I want to thank you so much, and it would be a privilege if I
nice
could
to
shake
be
your
here.
hand. That's our program for today. See you next week at this time. I'm Stanley Heller. This is The Struggle.